Hello guys, how's it going? It's Laratom Chaiki and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm back with another video where I'll be budgeting for my new salary. Not only did I get a new job, I also moved into a new place with my best friend. So my budget is different now. I'm spending on different things and some of my expenses have reduced because I'm sharing them with my friend. A budget is not a straight jacket. A budget is not a linear type of thing. I guess we are all trying to have a budget and stay within that budget. So there are things that I'm spending on now that I did not spend on last year. I was working from home and now I'm going to the office. So I have to spend on transport and I also have to spend on lunch sometimes. I say sometimes because we get meals at work, but I don't feel like having them sometimes. So I have to buy something to eat, your hot dogs, whatever. So I'm spending on those and I was not spending on that last year. So I have a new item in my budget that is transport, which I did not have last year. And transport is so expensive. Transport is so expensive. I'm just like, what? Really? But I have to. There's nothing I can do. So I started my new job end of Jan, and it's only now that I'm creating a budget. I love budgeting because a budget actually tells you what to do. So I need that. So as I've said that things are stable, so right now is the perfect time for me to create a budget. Jan and Feb were just so hectic for me. I was moving, new place, you buy a lot of things, and honestly, I was just out of budget. I did not even have a budget, because I was not going to stick to it. I was not going to stick to it. So it was just so crazy. But now things are stable and I have to create a budget, which is what I'll be doing today. So I'll be using Microsoft Excel. If you don't know where to start to budget, you can use Microsoft Excel or you can just write it down. So it's simple to use Microsoft Excel, at least for me, but I believe that anybody can do it. So I prefer creating my own template than to buy a template on some website or an app. So stay tuned for that. Everyone has a limit and a budget is just admitting it. If you don't have a limit, you are in trouble because you'll be spending money impulsively and you are at a high risk of just living beyond your means. So you need to actually account for every cent. You need to know where you are spending every single cent. And this might sound a little bit unrealistic because to some extent it is. So for me, actually, to just avoid stressing or having to note down every single time when I buy something, I have a line item in my budget called guilt-free money. This is my money. It belongs to me. I can just go to I blew it for it because it's my money. I can just wake up tomorrow and decide to buy something and not feel inconvenienced financially or not feel like I am now stepping out of my budget. So I think it's very much important to have that guilt-free expenditure item in your budget, unless if you are doing a zero balance budget. But I won't be doing that. So this is what my budget is looking like, right? So the first thing I do is to invest, as it is advised that we need to pay ourselves first. So I put money into shares every single month. So I put in 1,000 rand, and then moving to emergency funds. It's very much important to emergency funds. You cannot have a budget and not have emergency funds. There's no way you cannot not save money every single month. That is a very risky game if it's a game, so don't do that. So every single month I'm gonna put in 3,000 into my emergency funds. This honestly is a bit too much, but I have to. For emergencies, another thing is that I am a student. I have to pay for exams, I have to pay for books. So I'm just like, when the time comes for me to spend some money on education, then I don't need to worry. I don't even need to think about going to Capfin or taking a loan. So I'm just like, I'm going to put that much into my emergency fund. And then the next item that I have is a project. So there's something that I want to do and it needs money. So I'll be putting in at 1,500 into it. And then guys, I have a niece. Who told me that her birthday is coming and she needs money. So I'm preparing for that, and I will be putting in 250. Yeah, I'll be putting in 250. And then my friend and I are planning a vacation, so we are putting in 350 each into this savings plan. And you know what, I feel like this is very much important to plan with your friends, you know. I'm just so blessed to have a friend whom we share, like we have a lot in common. So we do understand that you cannot just now say we need to go have this vacation and then get another 10K or no, you know, we don't want that. You cannot even afford to do that. So we are saving money towards our friendcation. So we'll be saving 350 every single month. And then another thing that I'm spending on is donation, giving. Giving is very much important. If you are not giving some of your money, I challenge you to do that. A hand that gives is a hand that receives. So if you are stingy with little and you are saying that, yeah, you'll start giving when you have more, then I don't know, you might never even give when you have more, because this is not a math or a numbers problem. This is a heart problem. So the more you give, the more you receive. And you never know, you could be saving somebody's life sometimes, you know. So I challenge you to give if you're not giving already. So every single month I give 300 into this organization. And then moving to the things that I don't like. So rent, I spend 2,600. And this is because I've moved in with my friend, so we are splitting rent. We're going 50-50. And honestly, I'm saving a lot because accommodation is just so super expensive. It's crazy, and we gotta stay somewhere, you know. So this was the best move for me, and I believe for my friend as well, to move in together. But we did want this. It's not because we were looking only at finances. No, we did want this. So I'll be spending 2.6 every single month. I am very much sure of this. It's not going to be more than this, you know. And food, we are also going 50-50. So we actually agreed on spending 800 each, but we can go a bit over sometimes. So I'll be putting in 900 into that. We are also splitting Wi-Fi, so we are going 265 each on this. And then transport, guys. Oh my god, transport. I don't want to complain, but I'm spending almost 1,000 on this, and I have to go to work. I have to go there. I don't have a choice, you know. I don't have a choice. It's so crazy. But anyway, I spend 950 on transport, and then medical expenses. So I just put this into my budget because I'm thinking of getting medical aid. You know, you gotta have a medical insurance, and I'm looking for a cheaper one. I know somebody might be like, a cheaper one? Hey, there's no cheaper one. I'll find it. I'm looking for a cheaper one. So medical expenses, my budget is 700. I don't want anything above that because I don't have it, then I don't. And then hair and nails, very important, okay? This one, very much important. So I'm gonna give this 600. I'm gonna give this 600. And somebody might ask themselves, which salon am I going to where I'm spending 600? Well, my friend is doing hair and doing nails. So I'm supporting my baby girl. I'm supporting my baby girl, and because I'm very close to home, I gotta be serviced at a discount. It has to be, you know. But I feel like this is fair. Like 600 is just so fair. That's why it's that cheap. Hair is just too expensive. Nails is just too expensive. Actually, being a woman is just so super expensive. And then the guilt-free expenditure. As I've explained, this is my money. I can wake up tomorrow and decide to go buy Gucci with this money. Yeah, shorter, but you get it, ne? And not feel guilty, not even worry about it, still be good. So I'm going to give myself at least 1,200 for guilt-free expenditure. And honestly, somebody might be like, this is a bit low, but looking at the fact that I've already spent on the things that are important, those monthly expensive, so this is not that low. It's not that low, because if now I've counted my hair and nails into my budget, and what else am I spending on? Maybe buying clothes, but it's not something that I do all the time. So this 1.2 is just for in case if I see something, I'm able to get it. And honestly, like, it just gives me that financial peace of mind, you know, to know that I am not inconveniencing myself financially. I am not maybe taking out of my emergency funds to buy ice cream, to have a lunch date with my friend, or to just buy myself anything. So it's very much important to have this in your budget, unless if, as I've mentioned, you are doing a zero balance budget. You can have lunch, coffee items in your budget. But for me, because I'm just like, okay, then how much am I budgeting? You know, because you can go above sometimes, but yeah, I guess it depends on who you are, how much you love going out. So for me, I know this 1.2 has to be enough. It has to be enough, because if it's not, then I'm living beyond my means. So I have to limit myself with this 1.2. That's what I'm doing. So this is what my budget is looking like. So now let's look at the total cost of each item, like investment, savings, donations, expenses. Yeah. So this is what my budget is looking like. This is what I'll be spending every single month. And actually, I want to get into a habit of tracking my spending. So I will be having budgeted in actual every single month, at the end of every single month, and have balances, just so I see where I'm overspending and where I'm underspending. And underspending would mean that I'm saving on that. So I'll be doing that. Stay tuned for such a video. And here's some few budgeting tips. A budget is a permission to spend. You cannot spend more than you earn. This is why a lot of people go into debt, because they are living beyond your means. You spending more than you are earning, it is you living beyond your means. So you need to live below. You need to live below your means. You need to try by all means to live below your means. If right now you are spending a lot of money, you don't even know where it's going, before the end of the month you are even broke, you are actually living paycheck to paycheck. So for you to get yourself out of that pit, you need to make sure that you are not spending more than you are earning. Secondly, you need to know where your money is going. Failure to create a budget is just a plan to make sure that you fail at managing your money. You are setting up yourself for failure, and you cannot live like that, because you need to have that financial peace of mind. You need to know that you are good, you are not stressed about money. If now something comes up, you have an emergency funds. If you know that you have groceries to make, you have money for groceries. If you have transport, you have money for transport. To just avoid now sitting down almost the entire month stressing, saying that, okay, but let me just take a little bit of money outside of my investments or emergency funds, because you want to pay for transport. You cannot do that. So you need to know where your money is going. You need to make sure of that, and you can only do so through budgeting. You need to sit down, plan, have an idea, have a picture of what your expenses are and how much you are spending, and then put on those amounts and just make sure that you stay disciplined. You know, as I've mentioned, budgeting is not linear. You know, some months are not the same, they're different to the others. You will spend more, some you'll spend less, you know, but knowing that you have a budget will actually relieve you of stress. Lastly, give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. And I actually need this for myself. I needed this actually because I was that person who I would starve myself, you guys. I would legit just starve myself. I would spend so less, you know, like I wouldn't spend on myself. So you need to give yourself some grace, give yourself some money, spend on yourself, you know, reward yourself for doing such a great work of trying to manage your finances, manage your money. So Oscar Kiropa as a person, Oscar Kiropa, but don't do beyond what you can. Do not give yourself money you don't have, you know, go easy on yourself. Like for example, now with saving, if you are making, or if your income after expenses is 5,000, you cannot save that entire 5,000. What about yourself, you know? So put yourself first, give yourself some grace, and stay within your budget. It's the end of the video. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.